Alright, everyone. So, when we are talking about feed manufacturing, this is where you put mixtures of feedstuffs and feed additives into a usable form. So, the main goal in making feedstuff is to increase the profit of animal production by increasing the nutritional value of feedstuffs or mixtures of feedstuffs. So it depends on the animal species. This process may range from a simple reduction of a particle size to forming feed pellets through steam pelleting or extrusion. So when we talk about pelleting, we are talking about the use of an equipment called pelletizer, just like the sinking feed is done using pelletizer or extruder. Is it a pelletizer or extruder? So after now, you can go on the internet and search pelletizer or extruder. You're gonna see the machine called pelletizer. It has different holes of different sizes of feed to produce different sizes of feed according to the size of the fish. So catfish feeds are unique compared to feeds used for terrestrial animals grown for food, because catfish feeds must be pelleted, right? And must be stable, generally made to float on water surface. This is an adaptation that has been taught to catfish, because catfish naturally they are bottom feeders and they should naturally feed on sinking feed. But if you watch the previous video, you will see that okay, most of the feed explained are floating feeds and sinking feed, but most of the one used on farm nowadays is floating feed. So we thought, it has been taught to catfish on how to feed on floating feeds, how to come up to the surface of the water to feed on floating feeds. So thus most commercial feeds are manufactured by extrusion. If it's pelleting, pelletizer, that's sinking, but when it's extrusion, that's floating. You use extruder to create a kind of floating feed. So if a particular feed additive will not withstand extrusion, the feed may be manufactured by steam pelleting into sinking pellets. Can you see that? So we have two equipment used in manufacturing feed. The first one is the pelletizer, the second one is the extruder. So the pelletizer is used to create a sinking feed, while the extruder is used to create a floating feed. So fat is typically sprayed on feed pellets before chipping to reduce feed dust. Pellets are, they are sinking feed. You're going to watch the video of Grace was explaining about the floating feed and the sinking feed. And sinking feed has a lot of dust particle. That's why we need to really dust those feed dust before we need to sieve those feed dust before we can even feed it to the fish on the farm. So below is the diagram that explains the proportion of feed ingredients. We have the fish meal, we have the wheat grass powder, we have the mustard oil cake, we have the rice brown, we have the maize powder, we have the wheat brown, we have the atta, we have the molasses, we have the vitamin premix. And these are the proportions, as you can see, in amount and percentage, and the quantity in gram that you can use to feed your fish. So all of them must be a total of 100%, and this is 700 gram of fish that is being mixed for. This feed is being mixed for. So this must be a total of 100% rate of the feed you are creating.